Our next woman of wisdom is our channeler, Deborah Hannaford. Deborah Hannaford is a trance channeler. In August of 2001, while on vacation at Wasaga Beach with her husband Bob, she was approached by a massive energy field of white light. They had rented a cottage on the beach at that time, and there was a motel with a small patio restaurant in front. They were sitting there, both she and Bob saw it. When she asked who was there, she had a response and a request for further conversation. At that moment, she became a channeler and messenger for a group consciousness who said they were from the One. She has been channeling We Are One spiritual message ever since in group settings and private readings. I would like to welcome Deborah Hannaford.
Well, good evening, and thank you for coming and to listen to all of us. One question I'm always asked is, what is a channel? Followed by, have you always been like that? And Collins Dictionary defines a channel as to serve as a medium through whom the spirit of a person of a former age allegedly communicates with the living. I would like to say that my definition would be that a channel is a person who can surrender their body and their consciousness to another being, a spirit or an entity for a limited period of time, allowing this other being, who currently is not in body, to use your vehicle to speak. We all have angels, we all have spirit guides. Most of us don't listen to it. And so by you going to a channel, we have an opportunity to be introduced and to have that conversation. We also can learn through the process of channeling how we can communicate with our angels and guides and channel their energy, or empathically pick up their energy, to be the medium, and to see where our gifts are and how we can open them up. I've not always been a channel. As Julie said, I consider myself a spontaneous channel. We Are One came to me. They asked if they could speak. Now, I consider myself to be a normal person. And by normal, things came to me. And I just figured that I was really good at what I did, and I had sorted those things out. I was a nurse working in an ICU unit, and I would pick up the patient's chart. Before the doctor had even filled in the diagnosis, I knew what was wrong with them. I just thought, boy, am I good. But not giving any credit to any thoughts about being a channel, being a spirit guide, having them talk to me, or anything of this nature. I came from a family where that most certainly was not an accepted format. And, when I asked what time I was born, my mother told me I'd gone to California, and she wasn't going to talk to me anymore. It's strictly because I wanted to have an astrological chart done. I've come full circle. As Julie mentioned, Bob and I were on the beach in Wasaga Beach when the guides came to us in the form of a light. Now, we were sitting there having a beer and thinking, oh, no, what is in that beer? And the simple thing was, my husband is a channel. Bob is a channel himself, and he had been speaking to his guides all the time. So when this white light appeared, and he looked at me and said, you ask them what they want. I became the channel because he didn't want to take the time to talk to them. And so we went, we spoke with them. I got a reply. I was really shocked to have a reply from this mass of energies. We decided we would talk to them. They told us when they would talk to us, they said, hey, we're not talking to you here while you're drinking beer. We'll talk to you at the cottage at 8 o'clock. And so Bob and I really didn't know what what we were getting into, what to expect. We had a little conversation about, well, how are we going to do this? And I said to him, well, what I'm going to do is sit on the couch. I'm going to close my eyes and meditate. I'm really good at meditating. And I'm going to just say out loud everything I see and everything I hear. And so we scurried around, found a paper and a pen for him to write down what I said I was going to do. And he wrote down some questions. And so I sat and closed my eyes, and I had a light show. In front of me was this picture of this Buddha who was sitting, and he was massive. He was floor to ceiling. He was a bronze color. The candles were glowing. I could see incense burning. I could see an altar in front of the Buddha statue. I could see rice and fruit and flowers and everything there that was an offering. And in from my right side, a man walked. And he stood over to the side of Buddha. And he was all dressed in white. He had long white hair, long white whiskers, and he was holding a staff. And he said his name was Abraham, and he was from the One. And he wanted to know if I would relay his message. And that's how it started. So Bob and I asked a lot of questions. We said a few things that we wanted to know to make sure that this was real and it wasn't some reaction to the beer we had on the And every night at 8 o'clock, Abraham would appear. I would go into Trance, and Abraham would appear, and Bob would write down what was said. And this went on for a month. Every night, the channeling. But finally I said to Abraham, I'm not going to say anything unless I approve. I want to be in charge here. I'm not going to have you embarrass me. I'm not going to say anything that's going to scare someone. I've been working as a healer. I don't want anything that's counterproductive to that. I said, if you're who you say you are, I want you to prove it. We're going for a walk tonight. I want to see a falling star. And so Bob and I went for a walk in the park and at sunset, and there was a falling star. And so, okay, you got my attention. Now we're going with this. So I used to run a meditation group on Monday nights, and so after about a month of all of this chatting with spirit guides, we decided we would introduce a little bit of channeling at the end of the meditation. Well, people really got to like that, so we just sat in a circle, and I let everybody ask a question. And we went around the room, everybody asked a question. After a while, people wanted to come just for the channeling. They didn't want to meditate. And so we ended up with another group, and once a week we'd meet, and everybody would come with a question or two, and we'd just go around in a circle, and the group would come in and answer the questions. We had quite a variety of different beings that were coming through. The group consciousness has 200,000 beings at the moment. And there are angels, archangels, and Jesus comes through from time to time. And so it is quite interesting. One night I was channeling, and one of the guides who came through was a whirling dervish. And every time he gave a message, he'd do a little spin. And by the time I had finished channeling, I couldn't stand up because I was so dizzy from his spinning that I told him he couldn't come back. Because this just was not going to work for me unless he could give us messages without spinning. And he said, no, I can't do that. So I said, well, okay. Another evening we had a guy come through because the group were focused on starting their own business, and some of the people were focused on financial matters. And so we had a gentleman guide come through wearing a green visor, the sleeves up over his white shirt, and he looked like some accountant out of a 1920s movie. And he was very to the point, this is what I'm going to tell you to do, and he was very abrupt. And he comes back from time to time when I have clients come in for readings that want financial advice. He's quite the character, but you can just see the cigarette hanging off of his lip and the smoke circling around his head. And many of the guides that do come through have quite the sense of humor, and it has been a joy to present them. Now, channeling, from my perspective, had started before this group presented. As I said, I love to meditate, and I would meditate, and this was the year before I had met Bob. Bob was my husband. Bob is, as I said, a channel. And the year before, I would do a meditation, and I would be sitting in my meditation on a bench on the top of a hill overlooking a lake. And one night in this meditation, a guy opened the clouds in front of me, a stairway dropped down, and he walked down and he sat beside me. And he was talking. I could see his mouth moving. And he was an elderly gentleman, but I couldn't hear anything he said. So the next night when I was meditating, he came back. Same routine, the staircase opens up, he comes down, sits on the bench beside me. And this time he's talking, and I can hear him, but I have no idea what language he was talking in. I couldn't understand anything. And this kept going on and going on. Finally, he started to talk to me in English, and I could understand what he was saying. When I came out of my meditation, I couldn't remember anything that had been said. It took me all summer working with this guide so that when I came out of meditation, I could write down a couple of sentences of the messages that he was trying to relay. The process that I was going through was a vibrational acclimatization so that the other group could come in, but I wasn't aware of that at the time. It was just a learning phase for me. And as I have been on my own and going through a divorce and different things, I needed to vibrationally adjust to a higher vibration so I could bring in a different group at a different time. Many people ask me, is being a channel different from being psychic? And I'll say, yes, it is. Being a channel, I'm just like anybody. And then I turn off and they tune in. Being psychic, as you've heard, you're turned on for the most of the time, and you're born that way. My daughter is psychic, and she and I have quite conversations about what she can see and what I can see. And we'll be sitting and I'll see a mass of light. She'll see Archangel Michael, and she can describe what he's wearing. And it's just the difference of the things that are going on. Now, currently, I'm channeling a guy called Mariah, who is the keeper of the Akashic Records. She brings in all of the information about your Akashic Records. She is a script writer. For anyone that comes to see me, they have met with Mariah before they've come into this body and been part of writing their story and their life lessons and their life purpose. So she has been a blessing to me, and also because she is very soft and caring feminine energy. It's easier for me to maintain her vibration than Abraham, who is very direct and, do it my way or the highway. I'm out of here. So the different guides have come in. I just wanted to mention, before we run out of time, that there are many different types of channels on the planet at this time. We're all segments of a pie. Each one has a different way of presenting themselves, a different bit of information. So when you're looking at channeled information, you want to look for a channel that's going to provide for you information. If you're an engineer and you want information about building a bridge, it's no good coming to me. I want to know what color the bridge is. Is everybody going to be happy going over it? But somebody else would be more equipped to deal with that. So just some of the channels, and I'll be posting some books and reference material on my Facebook site tomorrow, so you can look some of these people up. Kevin Ryerson's a treat. If you've ever seen him channel, Shirley MacLaine introduced him many years ago out on a limb, and he's at Lilydale quite often. Edgar Casey. Edgar Casey was a channel. He was also a psychic. He went into a form of hypnosis to channel. Jock Purcell is a living channel now who goes into a backward somersault until he hypnotizes himself, and he channels Lazarus. Incredible information out there. Lee Carroll, if any of you have read the Cryon material, Lee Carroll is an excellent channel. He is talking about world situations today. Lee Carroll is, like myself, a spontaneous channel. One day the soap on the rope started to talk to him, and he said he was crying on magnetic service. A channel that has long passed is Ruth Montgomery. She did all her work through automatic writing. Ruth was a journalist, and she was assigned the task of proving that all this was mumbo jumbo and a hoax, and she became a channel and did automatic writing, and she has some incredible books out there. If you want to embrace channeling and learn more about it, there are many books on how to. Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer wrote a book called Opening to Channel. It's full of meditations that you can use to channel, as well as Catherine Riddle. She is a doctor who wrote a book about channeling, how to reach out to your spirit guides, discover the astonishing power within you, and expand the horizons of your mind and your soul. There are other materials out there. Jane Roberts wrote the Seth books. If you're acquainted with them, the incredible books. J.C. Niagara ran the books, and as well as if you, Barbara Marciniak had the channels of Pleiadians, if you want to switch it up a little bit. She wrote Raiders of the Dawn, which is an incredible book. You all probably know Esther and Jerry Hicks that wrote the Abraham books, and Esther is still channeling, and you can see her on YouTube. And Barbara Hanclow, if you want to look at channeling from the shamanic side. So enjoy the learning path. Channeling is an emotional experience. Water is your friend when you're channeling because you lose tremendous amounts of water. Dehydration can be an issue. So if you decide to channel and you decide to take on this role, remember bottled water is your friend. Thank you.